I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not just spinning. I am moving sideways. Whee! It's the wind! Testing the waters. I'm testing the waters. Don't hate me, okay? That's the same, and I'm on water. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. This is my first video in a long time, and I haven't used this camera in a long time either, so I'm sure there's going to be lots of audio issues. Things are not going to be lit very well. I'm going to make lots of mistakes. That's going to be pretty much the theme of this probably. I'm also trying out a folding kayak for the first time ever. I haven't even been in a kayak in over a decade, and I have never kayaked a whole lot. So this is going to be a learning experience all around. But I wanted to share because I think this is pretty cool and something that a lot of people I know might be interested in. I, as you may notice, maybe not, live in a one-bedroom apartment. It's not that big. I don't have a lot of storage space, so having a kayak isn't really something that was very convenient for me before, but I think this is going to work out. I hope it's going to work out, and if it does, I just wanted to share my experience, and maybe that'll help other people too. You may already notice the kayak, maybe you don't. It's actually sitting behind my recliner right now. I got an Oru Lake. It's a folding kayak. When it unfolds, it's 9 feet long. It weighs 18 pounds, it holds 250 pounds, and it should fit fairly easily in the trunk of my car. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out from behind the chair now so I can show it to you. And actually I'm going to go ahead and video me unfolding it as well, because I don't really feel like bringing the tripod and that camera to the lake. I'm just going to use my phone when I get to the lake, so it's just going to be like a selfie style video once I get out there. But I did want to show you what the unfolding process looks like. It's going to be the same thing when I get out there, so this is just going to make it a lot easier for me just to have this set up just here, and just when I get out to the lake I'll just have my phone, which is actually going to be my old phone. I'm bringing my current cell phone as well, but I'm going to have it in this waterproof bag along with a few other items, just to make sure that in case the boat does go over, or if I go over, or if I end up in the water, or if stuff in the boat ends up in the water, my current cell phone won't drown. I'm also going to be bringing my hat. I'm going to bring my shades as well. I don't know if anyone has ever seen these. These are Gamer Advantage glasses. They're blue light blocking glasses, but I like to use them as my sunglasses as well because it doesn't clip on. The sunglass part actually attaches by magnet, so it's really convenient for me to just wear these as my glasses so that I can see, because without glasses I am quite blind. But then when I want to have shades, then I can just quickly pop them on and boom, I'm wearing shades. You may have also noticed this, which this is what I created myself for my footrest to put into the kayak. They do sell a footrest to go with the kayak. I'm just the kind of person that when I have random stuff lying around and I think that I can turn it into something else, I like to reuse things. So I have this piece of PVC pipe. I didn't know what I was going to use this PVC pipe for the longest time, but now I think this is going to actually make a good footrest, although I didn't obviously want this to sit directly on the floor because then it wouldn't be really raised up enough to use as a footrest. So I also had some leftover pool noodle that I had cut up for other purposes, so I added that on there, and then I just lashed it on to make sure it's not going to come off. So this is going to be my footrest. I do have the rope that I attached on here, and this is going to just go around the back of my seat to keep it from sliding forward, and that way I'll have something to rest my feet on to help out my back, because obviously if you don't, then your legs are just in front of you and nothing is stopping you from sliding forward, and I hear it's uncomfortable. I don't really know. I assume it is though. It seems logical that it would be, so I'm bringing this also to use. I'm hoping this is actually going to fit inside the kayak. I just put this together a few minutes ago, so I haven't even tried putting it inside the kayak yet, but we'll see. And of course, one other thing that I'm bringing, you should always bring when you're boating, really something you should bring anytime you're doing anything outdoors, it's a water bottle. I know the bottom part is blue, that's just the way that the bottle is. So without further ado, Let me get this kayak out. I'm going to unfold it right here. Again, just to show you what the unfolding process looks like, because I'm not bringing that tripod and that camera to the lake. I also did just want to show you really quickly the kayak back here, just to so you can see how little space this really takes up. This is, like I said, sitting behind my recliner, and not a big area at all. But even when I have the legs out and the recliner is reclined, I do still have space back here. So here it is. It's a kayak. Alright, so straps are loosened. Now I'm just going to unbuckle them. Okay, so this is the front end of the boat. I'm going to open the front end first, and there's detailed instructions online, and you can actually see, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's also little markings on here that show you where you need to push to get it to unfold the way that you need it to. But also, once you do it once, it's pretty intuitive. Alright, so we got the front end out. I'm going to come down and I'm going to push on these folds to make it unfold the way that I need it to. So there's one. Alright, the front end of the boat is out. You may have also noticed my seat here. It is Velcroed on. Take that off. The next thing I'm going to do is just fold in the sides. So there you go. Now just tighten. The seat also has a strap that goes behind it that actually keeps it up. So we just strap that in place. Also on the sides of the seat. Nice and tight. Now, since I'm just doing this for the purpose of this video, I'm not actually going to tighten up all of these straps. But at this point, the kayak is together. All I need to do is just do my final finishing, just to tighten everything up, close up all those little gaps, and then I'd be good to go. So I will do that when I'm actually getting on the water, but just to show you how the unfolding process works here in my apartment, I'm just gonna leave it like it is.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.
Alright, so one thing that I didn't mention before was obviously the paddle that I'm going to be using. And I didn't mention it before because I didn't actually get it yet. I just picked this up at Academy Sports Outdoors on the way over here. So this is a Magellan 4-piece kayak paddle. Alright, so there you have it. It's a paddle. I also picked up a medium duty tarp to put in my trunk for when I get back. So just in case the kayak is still totally soaked in water, I can just throw it in the back of my car and not have to worry about getting my trunk wet. Alright, I did it. As you can see, out here on the water. It was not graceful getting in, I'll be honest with you, but I think that was really more my fault than anything. I was just paranoid that getting in the boat, it was going to be unstable, and I don't know, I thought that it was going to tip over when I tried to get in, because the dock was yeah, maybe about that much higher than the top of the kayak. So there was a ways for me to go down before I was actually really in it. And so I was just kind of nervous about that. But it was surprisingly stable, I'll say that. It did not come close to tipping over in any way, shape, or form. So, nice and easy. I did pick an extremely windy day, but that didn't cause really any problems. So, although I will say that I have noticed this thing catches the wind. So when the wind blows you, like right now, I'm spinning around. Should be sitting still, but the wind's blowing me around. But that's okay. I don't think that has anything to do with this kayak in particular. I don't think that has anything to do with the build of this kayak. I think that's more to do with the shape of the kayak and maybe the nature of kayaks in general. I don't know. But yeah, it's doing great. And oh, and my footrest. It's working. It's working great. And yeah, I think it would have been a big deal if I didn't have a footrest. So I'm definitely glad that I devised that. Oh, and also you may notice I'm wearing water shoes. Took my boots off. Obviously I wore my boots until I got right up to the dock. But just in case I went in, I wanted to have water shoes on. So yeah, here we are. Jordan Lake. Okay, so I've pulled up to some kind of landmass. I'm pretty sure it's a peninsula. I didn't check them out. I just felt like stopping somewhere for a minute because I've been going against the wind the entire time so far, because it just seemed like the thing to do to start out with is just go against the wind, so that way when I'm tired and I'm going back, it'll be easier. So it has been brutal so far. I think maybe I've gone half a mile. I don't know. Maybe I've gone half a mile. Maybe I've gone almost a mile, because I've been going around and not straight lines and whatnot. But I definitely need to look into, so you can see right here, this ring thing that's going around. That's supposed to keep water from sliding down the pole onto me as I paddle. But so far that has really not been working for me. I don't know if you can tell. I've been getting my legs pretty soaked here. Now some of that I'm sure has to do with just the fact that the wind has been blowing like crazy. because sometimes even when the water shouldn't be coming on top of me and it should be just dropping beside the boat, the wind is just blowing it on top of me. The wind, like at this moment, it's chill. And you probably can't even tell because I'm right up against this landmass. There's a lot of trees blocking the wind too, but when I'm out in the middle of the water, the wind has been crazy today. So yeah, my legs have been getting totally soaked. Another lesson I've learned is I considered bringing a snack. Totally didn't do it. I told myself, I won't be out there for that long. I'll be back before supper. I don't need to be eating until supper time anyways. Mistake. I am hungry. So I have my water, so I'm not thirsty, but I am definitely hungry. I definitely should have brought a snack of some kind. Maybe not like a huge snack, but I probably should have brought a little something. I'm not like dying of hunger, but I am hungry. And I will also say that I have seen some cool wildlife. Obviously, there's lots of nice scenery to be seen. I've seen some interesting birds. Came pretty close to a turtle a minute ago. Just a little one that was in the water. That was pretty neat. So yeah, overall so far, positive experience. The boat's doing well. I'm good. So for a first time out, so far I would say success. Okay, yeah, this is a peninsula that I'm next to. And also, just to give you an idea of what the wind is like. That's where I was. That's where I was sitting. And all I did was just stop trying to stay where I was. And I've drifted all the way out here. Also, you may notice I'm spinning right now. And I'm moving sideways. That's just the wind. I have yet to paddle. I've just been sitting here. Whee! It's the wind! I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not just spinning. I am moving sideways. I didn't know the weather was going to be bad today, by the way. I wasn't foolish enough to not check the weather. That's another hot tip for you if you're going to go out on the water. Always check the weather. But I knew the weather was going to be bad. I just knew I'm not really trying to go very far. I'm just testing out the ropes, seeing what things I need to look up, like how to keep the water from getting paddle. And I kind of figured with it not being a great day weather-wise for being on the water, I figured it's not going to be busy, so I'm not going to have to worry about other boaters a whole lot. And so far, that's been true. I've seen one boat with a motor on it. Other than that, I've seen 2 people on stand-up paddle boards and people fishing like on the dock. That's it. Other than that, I have had the water completely to myself, which is exactly what I needed. So even though it has been difficult paddling because of the wind, I'm not mad about it. I'm just out here testing the ropes, testing the waters. Testing the waters. Don't hate me, okay? That's the same, and I'm on water. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. I'll tell you what though, this whole plan of drifting back to the dock is working out great right now. I am doing nothing, and I've probably drifted 300 yards. So I'm making decent time just chilling right now. So that's working out for me. What do you think of that view? Something jumped out of the water right over there a second ago. I don't know what it was. So we have drifted past the tip of this peninsula I was just at now. The dock is around the corner here, to the left of that bend. That's the direction where the thing really opens up. I'm really just in a very constricted area right now. I wanted to start out in an area like this because I figured the water would be calmer. I figured there'd be less motorboat traffic. So far, all of that has seemed to be true and has been working out for me, so. Mission accomplished. Alright, now I will say this. This has dried off quite quickly. Just in the time it's taken me to carry the boat from the water to here, and then just take my stuff out and fold it up. It's already pretty much dry. I don't know if you can tell by the sound of it. That's just completely dry already. In my quest to get back to the car without having to carry a whole bunch of stuff, I did manage to put everything in the boat except for my boots and water bottle. So it's not going to get stored that way, but just for the purpose of carrying it from the water to the car, there is space in there when it folds up. It's not like it's completely smushed. You know, there's gaps in there, and I didn't force anything in. I made sure, you know, everything was just slid right in nice and easy. Okay, yeah, so you can see, just slid right in there, nice and easy. Not forcing it. Made it a lot easier to carry all that stuff, though.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still